expected to face charges.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Frank and Pam Bearfield Training Center. I'm Captain Keith Sescaliba with the Hoover Police Department, and we're here today to provide you with the latest update in the Carlee Russell investigation. Joining me at the podium today will be Police Chief Nick Durzis, followed by Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall. Chief Durzis will make a prepared statement. After Chief Durzis' statement is over with, Attorney General Marshall will also offer a few comments. Once that is completed, both gentlemen will return to the podium and you guys will have an opportunity to ask questions. With that, I will turn it over to Chief Durzis.
Thank you, Captain. Good afternoon. Earlier today, Hoover Police detectives obtained warrants for the arrest of Carlee Russell through the Hoover Municipal Court for her actions related to faking her kidnapping and subsequently making false statements to detectives as they investigated this case. Her decisions that night created panic and alarm for the citizens of our city and even across the nation as the concern grew that a kidnapper was on the loose using a small child as bait. Numerous law enforcement agencies, both local and federal, began working tirelessly not only to bring Carlee home to her family, but locate a kidnapper that we know now never existed. Many private citizens volunteered their time and energy into looking for a potential kidnapping victim that we know now was never in any danger. This story opened wounds for families whose loved ones really were victims of kidnappings, some of which even helped organize searches in hopes they could find Carlee's alive so her family would not experience the pain and suffering that they felt when their loved ones never returned home. As we know, actions can have consequences, and that's why we're here today. This afternoon, Carlee Russell, with the assistance of her attorney, turned herself into the Hoover City Jail, where she was arrested for the following charges: false reporting to law enforcement authorities, a Class A misdemeanor, $1,000 bond; falsely reporting an incident, a Class A misdemeanor with a $1,000 bond. Each of these charges carry up to a year in jail and potential fine of $6,000 upon conviction. Ms. Russell was released from jail after posting bond. We initially presented this case to District Attorney Lanice Washington, who agreed to handle prosecution through district court. After consulting with the Circuit Court of Jefferson County Bessemer Division, the case was referred back to municipal court for charging because the only applicable charges were misdemeanors. Judging from the amount of phone calls and emails that we've received from people all over the country, I know many are shocked and appalled that Ms. Russell is only being charged with 2 misdemeanors, despite all the panic and disruption her actions caused. Let me assure you, I too share the same frustration, but existing laws only allow the charges that were filed to be filed. I can tell you that I will be contacting our state legislatures on behalf of law enforcement in Montgomery and asking them to look at this law applied to these facts and urge them to add an enhancement to current legislation when somebody falsely reports kidnapping or another violent crime. Because of the attention this case has garnered, we've requested Attorney General Steve Marshall's office adopt this case, and they've agreed to do so. The Hoover Police Department wants to thank everyone that assisted us from the beginning and continues to assist us in this case as we work its way through the criminal justice system. Joining me at the podium today is State of Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall.
Thank you, Chief. Let me begin by commending Hoover Police Department Chief Durzis for his leadership in this investigation. Obviously, this captured many's attention as a result of not only the allegations themselves, but also the concern about a possible victim and being able to return her home. The work that was done by the Hoover Police Department was monumental in its lift, and the results of that work you are seeing come to fruition today with the charges that have been levied. I also want to commend the many other men and women of both state and federal law enforcement for their work collaboratively with the Hoover Police Department in assisting in this investigation. Chief, appreciate the opportunity to be able to partner with you in this prosecution. We will dedicate a team to be able to help the city of Hoover in handling these 2 individual charges and look forward to bringing this case to fruition. One thing I would add is that we don't see this as a victimless crime. There are significant hours spent resources expended as a result of this investigation. And not only that, but the many men and women who are civilians that wore those yellow vests on a hot afternoon and evening looking for someone they thought was abducted, trying to be of assistance. We intend to fully prosecute this case and look forward to working with the Hoover Police Department moving forward. We also would tell you that we will continue to monitor this investigation to determine whether or not there are any additional charges that need to be brought, and we'll evaluate those as the facts are presented.
Thank you.
All right, at this time, we'll open the floor to questions. If you'll please raise your hand and identify yourself and your affiliation when I call on you.
Yeah, David Lamb, CBS 42. This question for Mr. Attorney General. What is it about this case that made it rise to the level to where it was a case that you wanted to take on? And be involved in?
We handle cases across the state. We have jurisdiction throughout for both misdemeanors and felonies. And when Chief Sturgis asked for our assistance, we were more than happy to be able to assist.
Is it common for you all to be involved in misdemeanors like a case like this?
It's not uncommon.
Right here.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610, 100.1 FM, Summit Media. Chief, this question is for you.
Yes.
What time was Carlee arrested today with her attorney, and has she made bail?
She has. She was processed in our facility within the past hour.
Do you expect any charges to be forthcoming with her parents, or is this just all on Carlee at this point?
At this point, and again, I think anything is, all as the Attorney General said, their team will also be searching through our files, and we'll find out what they say.
Carol.
Carol Robinson with AL.com. Have you, since we spoke last in the press conference, been able to retrace where she was during the 49 hours she was missing, and have you determined if she was with anyone else during that time?
We have not found anything out on either one of your two questions.
Right here.
Valerie Bell, ABC 3340 News. Has there been any decision about a possible civil suit against Carlee and or her family? Also, what impact would this have on Hoover Police Department filing a suit, have on the criminal case as well?
Yeah, we have not discussed that. Of course, we talked about the hours of overtime and all the significant resources that we used. And we'll certainly be talking to the Attorney General's office about possibly getting some of those funds returned to us.
Lisa Crane, WGTN 13. In an earlier press conference, you outlined some items she had taken from her employer. Any potential theft charges for that?
Those would have taken place in another jurisdictions. We would not have charges ourselves.
Ashley Robinson, WBRC. Chief, do you mind repeating those charges and fines one more time for us?
Sure. False reporting to law enforcement authorities, Class A misdemeanor with $1,000 bond. Falsely reporting an incident, a Class A misdemeanor with a $1,000 bond.
Chief, I know you mentioned this the last time we were together. Just wondering if you have any update on an idea of the cost that the Hoover Police Department expended in those 48, 49 hours Carlee Russell was missing. And one final question, do you at this point have any more information if Carlee Russell acted alone or anyone helped her?
Yeah, we have not finished, obviously, the 49 hours. We've been certainly busy since her return, so I still don't have a total on that. And we don't have any idea where Carlee Russell was for 49 hours.
Right here.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610. Chief, let me ask you this. Going forward, there's been a lot of concern in the community as per young Black and brown females being reported missing. Would Hoover and other agencies have the same fervor going forward as they did with the case with Carlee Russell?
Absolutely. This, as I said initially, our focus was bringing Carlee home when she got home. And then our focus has been to find out if there was a kidnapping. We find out there's not. We work every case like all other law enforcement does. So I don't have any concern anywhere that would be an issue.
And can I echo what Chief said? I've been in law enforcement for 27 years.
Yes, sir.
Been in law enforcement throughout this state. I've never seen anybody interested in the color of your skin in investigating a criminal case. And I expect, regardless of your gender, your race, when that report is filed, that Alabama law enforcement is going to do its job.
Right here.
Valerie Bell, ABC 3340. What was her emotional state when she arrived to the jail today? And is she seeking any help at this point in time?
I was not there, so I really can't tell you exactly, and I really don't know anything else.
All right, last question.
Ashley Robinson, WBRC. Chief, what are next steps after this? What is going to happen next?
Well, right now, the Attorney General's office attorneys will start dealing with our detectives and going through case files and preparing prosecution, I presume.
Thank you guys very much.
Will y'all be releasing a mugshot?
Yes, we will momentarily.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Breaking news on WFLA Now. Here is JB Buno.
See y'all later.
Carlee Russell turns herself in on misdemeanor charges after an arrest warrant is obtained in Alabama. And now the legal process will play forward, as of course, so many call for her to be held responsible for allegedly making up a story to law enforcement. Hello, folks. JB here with you live on WFLA Now, jotting down a lot of notes here after this press conference, and we're going to get to your reaction. This part of our live stream is now really focused.
Hey. Oh, there's an echo. Hold on. Ooh. What can I do? Hey, y'all. Can y'all hear me really quick? I just wanted to tell y'all what's going on. I'm really hoping that I have enough reception for you all to hear me. Can you hear me? Please let me know in the comments. I'm having my lunch while I was watching this. Let me know if you can hear me, and then I'll give you guys the rundown. And I see a lot of you guys are concerned in the comments. I just wanted to kind of tell you guys you can hear me. Okay, so listen. They cannot charge her with anything that is not on the books, okay? The only thing that they can charge her with is making false statements to the police. Now, in California, that is a felony. But in Alabama, that is not a felony, okay? So with that not being a felony, she gets charged with a misdemeanor. She is going to be she's already been arrested. And once she gets to court and she pleads guilty or whatever the case may be, the judge can order her to pay back whatever restitution to the city for the lies that she told. So don't worry, she's going to have to pay that money back. He can order her to pay restitution plus the fine, plus the court costs in relation to what her lie cost the city and resources for looking for her. So don't really be concerned about that. You know, a lot of people are concerned, oh, they didn't say anything about the money that was used. There's no law in the books regarding that. So that's the reason why they didn't charge her with that amount. I want you to take note to the fact that Carlee still hasn't given a statement to the police. And I mean, I don't know if she's going to just plead guilty outright. I know she's not going to go to trial. I don't know if she could plead this down any, but if she tries to negotiate a plea deal, the attorneys are going to definitely making false statements to the police is what they charged her with. The prosecutor is definitely going to ask her to tell that story. She's going to have to tell that story. The judge can also rule that she doesn't be able to benefit monetarily from this, like maybe selling her story. She could definitely be hit with that because she made a false statement. They can say, well, you can't benefit from this. So therefore you're barred from writing a book or doing a movie or anything like that. So she won't be able to benefit from this, but they're going to get their story from her one way or another. She has an attorney. That attorney is likely going to use that story because the Hoover police say they have no inkling of where she was in order to try to negotiate. Now, I don't know what he's going to negotiate. I don't know what's lower than a misdemeanor in this case. But they did charge her with making false statements to the police, Francis. That's what they charged her with. I hope you guys can still understand me and hear me. But that's what they charged her with. making false statements to the police, and she can very well um, uh, be compelled. You know, if she decides to plead guilty, she could plead no contest, in which if she pleads no contest, then she don't have to tell her story at all. But I got a feeling that that attorney is going to want to try to negotiate. Now, I don't know what he would be negotiating for, but I got a feeling that that could possibly be the case. But the judge is definitely going to order her. I can guarantee you, I can rubber stamp that at this point. I can actually ink stamp that. I can stamp that with blood that the judge is going to order her to pay back restitution based on the amount of money that the Hoover police and any other resources that were used to look for her. I can guarantee you that's going to happen. So that part will happen. She's already turned herself into the police. They said that they're going to be releasing the mugshot. I'm pretty sure Carlee has had an opportunity to get her hair done. So she'll be looking nice on her mugshot. But that's what we got from the Hoover Police Department today. He did not know what her state of mind was when she turned herself in, because the chief of police, looking quite dapper, quite debonair, if I don't say so myself, that was not there when she turned herself in. So we'll just have to wait and see what comes out in the Washington Oration. But this is what we know as of now. Still don't have a story from Carlee. Her family, they said they're not ruling out charging other people if they were to find out exactly what happened. I mean, she really did a disappearing act. She really did, honey. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to let y'all go. I just wanted to make sure you guys had access to this. Love y'all so much. And I'm going to make y'all a video in a second. Y'all take care. Peace.